Here's another question. Why do I always feel negative about everything? Why do I always feel negative about everything? Well, one thing is for sure. It's not that everything is negative, is it? In fact, quite the opposite. So, how come you perceive everything negatively? And there is actually a simple answer to that. When you're a baby, when you're a child, when you're like 1 year old, 18 months old, you're experiencing so much joy from being alive that you gurgle blissfully. Sometimes you see babies so happy they just gurgle and smile. They're just completely happy with life as it is. What's the difference between you then, because that was also you. There was a time when you needed nothing. You were just happy to be alive. Blissfully happy to be alive, full of joy. And everybody wanted to be around you because you were so happy. So what was the change that happened that got you to the place now where you see everything negatively? You see yourself negatively. You see worldly life negatively. You see countryside, movies, all that's on offer negatively. And the answer is simple. You've been captured by your mind. You started thinking. Slowly at first. As you learnt language, you began to think. And the more language you learnt, the more you started thinking. And thinking was a very impressive thing. And so you started to think, and you started to ask your internal dialogue, the thinker, who you were and what all this was. And it told you. But the answer it gave, well, you can see it. The answer it gave you is this: everything now has turned negative. Who you think you are, that's not who you are. Who you think your parents are, that's not who they are. What you think's going on in your life, that's not what's going on in your life. What you think the world is about, that's not what the world is about. Your thoughts, now this is the real clincher, your thoughts are not a reflection of reality, except on a very, very good day. Your thoughts are a reflection. They arise out of who your being that life is in any one moment. Who your being that life is in any one moment gives you how you get it. So if who your being that you are is that you're no good and that you're, you haven't got all the software and whatever, then guess what? That's how you start to turn up for yourself. Even though that's not the truth about you, but because that's who your being that you are, and from which your thoughts arise and help create it even more, then that's how you turn up. Then this world. Everybody sees this world differently, don't they? Some see it as a heaven, as a celestial world. And some people don't really see it because they're so in their mind, they don't actually see the beauty of nature, of the natural world. So why are you so negative? Because you listen to your mind, characterizing yourself, life, and everything else. But a characterization is not how it is. A characterization is only a characterization. And that characterization is not based on reality of how it is, but based on who you're being in any particular moment, in the moment that you created the characterization. But you take it as reality, and you've done this so much that now you're stuck in a negative mode, a negative perspective. But one must point out, it's only a perspective. If you look from that angle, you will see yourself as negative, you will see life negatively, and you will see no possibility if you look from that angle. But you have choice, you have power. You can realize this and then change the angle that you're looking from. Alter your point of view. Instead of looking from a critical, characterizing mind, why don't you look from a quieter place? Look from the heart. Focus. Focus your mind. Don't let it run wild. Because if it does, where it will lead you is to a negative place. You have to focus it. You have to choose where you're going to direct your thoughts. You can do two things with your mind. Either you focus or you chatter. And if you chatter, it will lead you into negativity. So focus. And then you will have the space to choose a new point of view from which to look. And then you will see life as it is. It needs no interpretation, it needs no characterization. Quietly look, and you'll see the wonder of a human life here on earth.